Welcome to the part 2 of this tutorial. In the first part, we drafted the popsicle and colored in the kiwis and strawberry. We'll be finishing the rest of the drawing in this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you find this helpful. Thank you.
Picking up from where we left off last time, we're going to continue to color in the blueberries. First, use the eyedropper tool to find out the blue color that we've painted. And here's the value that I used. Then select a blue color that is slightly darker. And this is the value. We're going to use the tinderbox toothbrush for this. I'm using an opacity at around 65% for this toothbrush. And we're going to paint a few layers of blue with this. Next, select a darker blue, and this is the value. Paint in small depth of patches because the blueberry skin has a very patchy variation of different blue colors. You would also like to leave some lighter areas for highlights. Next, select the smudge tool and change the toothbrush to red sponge. The smudge tool can help us to blend the different shades of blue. Next, go back to our tinderbox brush tool. Set both the opacity and the brush size to around 15%. Add this orange color around the lighter areas to create a warm sense of light. Repeat the same steps to finish painting the other blueberries. After we have painted all the fruit pieces, we're going to color in the popsicle. First, we'll need to rearrange our layers. We're going to move our ice block mask on top of our fruits layer. Then tap the N button and change the layer property to multiply. Add a new layer on top of the ice block mask and turn on clipping mask on this new layer. Next, select the wild light toothbrush. Make sure you're painting on our new clipping mask layer. Our brush size is around 60% and the opacity is around 20%. Use the eyedropper tool to select a light pink color from the strawberry. Use the eraser tool with a low opacity to soften the edges. Use the eyedropper tool to select a light green color from the kiwi. And we're going to add some green colors around where the kiwis are. Then use the eyedropper tool to pick a blue color from the blueberries and paint around the blueberries. Continue to layer up more red and green colors. Now select the eraser tool and use the wild light toothbrush. Erase the colored layer on top of the fruits. We're now going to add some shadows. First, create a new layer. Then select the toothbrush tool and choose tinderbox. Choose a dark red color. Tap the N button at our layer and choose multiply. We are now adding some shadows on this layer. Adjust the opacity to around 7% and keep adding some shadows that aren't as dark as before. Now select the eraser tool and choose the wild light toothbrush. Adjust the opacity to around 80% and around 15% for the brush size. Use this to create some highlights. Adjust the brush size to around 2% for some finer highlights. The next step wasn't recorded, but I merged the popsicle layer and the shadow layer together into one layer. Now create another layer on top, and this is going to be our highlights layer. Select the gel pen toothbrush
And add some highlights along the edges.
Now change the toothbrush to tinderbox toothbrush. and use this to add some softer highlights. For our next step, duplicate the ice block mask layer. Move it below our fruits layer. Select the layer we've previously merged and turn on clipping mask. Now add a new layer on top of our duplicated ice block mask, and also change this new layer into a clipping mask. Use the eyedropper tool to pick a saturated red color from the strawberry, and select the red sponge toothbrush.
Add some patches of colors in the shapes of the strawberries, so it looks like there are more fruit pieces inside the popsicle. Do the same to the blueberries and the kiwis. Now go back to our popsicle layer. Select a darker shade of red and find the red sponge toothbrush. Change the opacity to around 30% and add some darker shading to create more depth. Next, select the tinderbox toothbrush and add more shadows. Then we're going to color the popsicle stick. Add a new layer on top of the stick mask layer and turn on clipping mask. Select the old beige toothbrush and pick a beige color. Here's the value. Color in the stick. Now find a slightly darker color and we're going to add some texture. Here's the value. Find a wood textures toothbrush and set the opacity to 35%. Use this to add a hint of timber texture. Use the eyedropper tool to pick a color from the existing shadow. Then change your toothbrush to tinderbox and add the shadow underneath the ice block. Lower the opacity and add some short and light lines to create more timber textures. Next, open up layers and merge the two layers with the popsicle sticks. With the eyedropper tool, select a brown color from the popsicle sticks and draw a light popsicle stick inside the ice block so it looks like it's see-through. Next, we want to add a frosty texture on the ice block, so add a new layer on top and turn on clipping mask. Find the flex toothbrush, select a bright red color and lower opacity to around 30% and just dab it around. Then change it to a white color and change the opacity to around 62%. Dab it around again. Our final step is to add shadow, so add a new layer underneath everything and name it shadow. Select a dark brown color and the tinderbox toothbrush. I am using an opacity of 45% and 8% for the brush size. We're going to add shadow underneath the popsicle and also towards the right of the popsicle because the light source is coming from the left in this picture. Select the smudge tool to blend the overlapping colors. Use the eraser tool to clean up the lines. And we finally finished this drawing of an ice popsicle. I hope you've enjoyed watching this set of tutorial videos. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.